Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a simple analysis of a 2025 Topps Chrome Khabib Green Refractor Auto out of 99. And this is the card here. And what I'm going to do is look at price action since the release. So Topps Chrome 2025 UFC released at the end of June. I believe it was June 27, 2025. So we have almost 6 months of sales data on this card. And what makes this card a little bit interesting to track, we'll go to here to the odd sheet. So under the Octagon Legends autographs, there's actually two green autographs. There's the green refractor and then the green geometric refractor. So this is the geometric, and the base of green is basically without all these geometric patterns, just the plain green card. And we'll go over to card ladder. Let me pull up the base green just so you can see it. It kind of looks like that. So what is the point of doing this? So I'm trying to PC some Khabib cards, and part of buying singles is tough. That's why I like buying sealed wax, because the volatility is a lot less. It's kind of like a more tried and true way to buy cards, and over time, it'll slowly go up in value, typically. Singles are something that I don't like to buy to invest, but what I like to buy to enjoy. And if it goes up, great, and if it doesn't, then that's fine too. I'm trying to collect Khabib, and I wanted to find a card where it wasn't so rare that there wasn't enough sales data to review it and draw some conclusions, but I didn't want so many that it kind of lost its relevancy. So for Khabib, like, I don't want to get a Khabib autograph, like, to go back to this Oz chart. Like all the autographs here out of 99, 50, 25, like these are all fine. Like the 99 made sense because there's enough sales. And once you get into the 50 and 25, the sales are so sparse. I just think that the data, because they're so rare, you just have to buy it when they come up if you want it that bad. So the 99, at least there's something. So over the course of the release, there's been 38 sales. And again, even though it's out of 99, it's technically out of 198 because I'm combining the greens just because it's easier. I didn't see any price difference in the greens. For me, I prefer this green without the geometric. I think it's a more visually appealing card, especially with the autograph, than this one with the geometric. I think the autograph gets lost a little bit. Just my opinion. So now we have 38 data points on this. So let me pull up the first chart. So is there any way, let me make this a little bit bigger so you can see this. There you go. So this is the plotting of the sales over the last 6 months, 38 data points. So it kind of tells a little bit of a story, and we're trying to infer here a little bit. Like, we don't know why every sale was made or what the story was, but you can see it comes out. I'm sure some of the pricing of the 2025 Topps Chrome out of 99. The initial thought was map it to the 2024 Topps Chrome Khabib out of 99s. And, this first sales were about 80, 70. And then it spiked up dramatically. Then it crashes down a little bit. It kind of stabilizes, flattens out. And then there's a spike at the end. I'm no data scientist, but I know that when you look at statistics, you try to take out the outliers on both the high and the low and look more towards the middle. So when you look at the transaction history here, most of the core transactions happen between $75 and $110. And like I mentioned, there's a big variety of volatility, a wide dispersion of data between $65 and $155 upon initial release. And, that could be buyers and sellers just testing the market. It could be, with the breakers, like the first couple weeks. You have to remember, like, people break product. Even if you break it day one, it still takes time to ship it. Then you have people that collect the cards and PC it. There's ones that actually put it up for sale. So it doesn't surprise me that there's an initial first spike. People are excited about a new set. They want to get their fighter. Some people collect the rainbow. So there's that spike, and then more comes on the market. It kind of dips down. Interest wanes a little bit after the first month or two a product breaks. kind of stabilizes and dips down. And then there's a huge, like I said, there's that big spike at the end, and then it comes back to normal. And 38 sales over the course of 6 months. It's like 6 or 7 a month. Like not a ton of data. I don't know, I'm mapping out a card with 200 sales. I don't know if I would want to buy a card that's that fluid anyway. So it's kind of counterintuitive. Like I'm not going to map a card that I wouldn't buy myself. Then again, it might just be interesting to do it as a mental exercise, but maybe not. So this is the sales data. And that I also wanted to look at is that Google has a feature called Google Trends, which maps out search data across the globe over a time period that you can set. And I wanted to map and overlay that data over this card to see if there was any matching of it. So I don't know exactly how Google Trends works from a data mining, scientific, high-level point of view, but in a general sense, the more Google data search there is, and the more people request it, there are spikes in the search trends, and people use this search trend data to possibly buy or sell stocks depending on certain types of products. So for example, if I'm gonna use Coach handbags, so let's just say Coach handbags comes out with a special edition Disney handbag. Individuals can use that data to social mine searches or mine the social data of the searches in Google to see if there's hype regarding this specific bag, and maybe you can use that data to maybe buy the bags and flip them, or maybe you buy the stock. I don't know if Coach is a stock that's traded individually. It's part of a larger conglomerate under a different umbrella of a company. Not specifically sure, but this data has some interesting actionable information possibly, but it's a good experiment. So we're gonna bring up that chart here. And this is the chart. So the dates are cut off at the bottom. I tried to fix that, I apologize. But basically, and I'm not sure why it says September 7th, 2025. I'm not sure what that's about. But basically I took the data for the Google Trends and I overlaid it onto the pricing data. So the more prominent, thinner line is the price data. You're familiar with that. Then in the background is the Google Trend search data over the same period of time. So why did Khabib have more searches in July, in August, and September? It dipped down in October, November, spiked big in November and down. I would have to look at the news cycle and see if there is a reason why. Maybe he went viral on a social media account. Maybe he was in the news for some reason. It could have been an anniversary of one of his big victories. It could have been that one of his fighters that he was training or his camp hit the news or something happened. But you could definitely see here some similarity with more interest in Khabib searches on the internet than a dip and then the price spiking. Loose correlation maybe. It's interesting to look at, but what does that mean moving forward? Like, what can we do with this? What is the point of this exercise? You try to figure out the best time to buy singles and to save money and to be cognizant that just because the card is available and you feel like you need it, to maybe be a little bit smarter and delay gratification and save your money. So, do I think this card in a year is going to be cheaper? I think it's going to be definitely less than the peaks. Do I think it's going to be under 70 or 60 bucks? I doubt it. I think that'd be a good price to get it. Would I pay 155? Absolutely not, unless something dramatic happened with the Khabib collecting world. But I look looking at charts, I look looking at data. It's fun. Is it the end all be all? Certainly not. These charts only mean so much. At the end of the day, demand and the push of the market against your will or with your will do what it wants to do. If there is a huge, big rush on Khabib, this could spike and double overnight. If the demand dies down, I don't care how few of the cars there are, the prices will drop. It's just the way this type of stuff works at a big level. So Yeah, so the last most recent sale was at auction. Again, I wouldn't auction a card like this unless I absolutely needed the money. Like this one sold by best offer for 150 bucks. It's not a 1 out of 99 either, so it's not the alpha. But that sold for 150, and then a day later, one at auction ends for 90 bucks. Like that doesn't make any sense. But then this one, somebody sold one for 70 by best offer. And again, I didn't review these cards for condition, centering, if there was any other type of damage in there. It's just a general overview. But right now, there's only one on eBay for 150 or best offer. Card looks off center, thicker on the right, thinner on the left. Corner on the bottom looks dinged. Upper right looks a little soft. Yeah, this card probably get an 8 maybe. Definitely not a 10 or a 9. But again, you're going to throw an offer. This guy's 70 bucks. Maybe he takes it, maybe he doesn't. But if you want the card, you do. If not, you wait and you just set an alert on eBay for searches, or you look other sites. Anyway, I just want to do a deep dive on one card. If you got a little something out of this video and you like this type of video, I wouldn't mind doing more single deep dives. Maybe I would be a little more in depth. Maybe pull up his 2024 out of 99 as well to have a little bit more data and map 3 sets of data. Maybe like current Google trends for the 2025 release out of 99, and then do one for 2024 out of 99. Maybe, maybe not. But anyway, please like and comment. It really helps out the algorithm. I do appreciate it. Please subscribe to the channel to get more daily UFC, car, collectibles, singles, sealed box content. Tonight there's an auction ending on Fanatics, which there's a couple UFC cards on there, nothing amazing, that I'll keep an eye on. So if you're interested in maybe trying to get a good deal on some UFC cards, there's some cheap ones on there with some $5 opening bids. Go to Fanatics weekly auction. Pick out the current auction ending tonight. I think it's 205 if I'm not mistaken. Type in UFC in the search. There were about 22 cards last time I checked. 22, 25, somewhere in there. And maybe you get a steal. Maybe you get lucky. So anyway, with all that said, be safe, take care, have a great night.